Hi, welcome back. This is lesson 2 of the adolescent series. You will be getting 2 of these a week. So let's recap what we did on the first lesson. We talked about what mindfulness is, trying to be in the present moment, trying to do it with patience and kindness, non-judgment, and curiosity. And so everything we practice and learn here will have to do with that, trying to bring ourselves into the present moment. And we do that because stress and anxiety live in the past and it lives in the future. So the more often we can train our brain to come back to the moment of where we are, where our body lives, the happier and less stressed we will be. We learned the word neuroplasticity last time, which is this idea that as we train our brain, we are actually changing our brain, the wiring inside of our brain. And we will talk more about that in the next lesson as far as our brain goes. But just know that everything you do here, the more you do it, just like lifting those weights for muscles, the sooner and the quicker you will change your brain and train it for some healthier habits. We also learned a mindful body is how we sit when we're practicing. Often we sit up straight, so we don't slump like this or not back in our chair like this. We don't, have our legs all over the place. Instead, we sit up straight. Our feet are on the floor. Our hands are in our lap. And we close our eyes when we begin with the practice. So that's a mindful body. We'll learn more about that as that goes on. We should also have a space in our house that we can practice. You might want to play around with that a little bit. In this colder weather, it might be your bedroom if you have your own bedroom. There might be a little nook or cranny that you can find that you can make your own. You should figure out when is a good time of day. So I like to do it in the morning first thing so I don't forget. Some people like to do it before they go to bed as a way to calm themselves. So you just decide how that works for you. When the weather gets warmer, you could even be outside if you have a nice place to be outside where it's quiet. The idea is to be away from interruptions and distractions while you're learning this. All right, so today we're going to talk more about how to do mindful breathing. We know about mindful bodies, so let's figure out what this whole mindfulness thing is all about. There are so many different ways that we can train for mindfulness. This is the classic mindfulness of breath, but we're going to learn as time goes on that we can be mindful of all of our senses, of listening, of eating, of touching, of smelling. All of those are our primary resources, the way we gather information. So they're really important for us to develop and to practice. The more we practice, the more observant we become, the more in the present moment we become, and the better we can make informed decisions. So I'd like to begin with listening to this bell for a moment, just to bring ourselves into this present moment, into the room right now. Before we do, take a moment to just notice, how are you feeling right now? And we're going to use that weather report analogy. So notice physical sensations, tightness, tenseness, soreness. Notice thoughts. Are you have tons of thoughts, lots of worries? Are you kind of relaxed and free of the thoughts right now? Or your emotions. How are you feeling emotionally? Happy, sad, mad, glad? So those are all pieces in mindfulness that we start taking into account, and little by little we'll learn about all of those as we go on. But we're going to do it in building blocks and baby steps, and this first one is noticing our breath. So do a weather report. Check in with yourself very quickly. Would you be sunny, partly cloudy, stormy? Any of those answers are fine and honest. With mindfulness, you don't need to pretend. You just need to notice what's already there. You don't need to be like a stork and stick your head, or an ostrich and stick your head under the ground and pretend nothing's out there. Instead, we just notice with kindness. All right, so let's listen to the sound of this bell. And as you listen, I like to do some deep breathing, just to try to let go and relax. All right. So we've prepared our way so that we can get started with this practice. I'd like you to take a comfortable posture, a comfortable position. As I said, sitting up is probably a good way to learn. You can lay down for this one if you would rather do that. If you have a bed or a floor or a couch that you would like to lie down on. But that's really all you're going to need for this. It's just you and your breath. We're going to be learning about anchor breath and other anchors that we can hang our attention on. So notice what an anchor does for a boat. Notice how it keeps the boat from floating away. It keeps it calm, or at least in place if there's a storm. So an anchor is something that keeps us in place, that helps us focus. So our anchor breath will be a place we can focus our attention as we are breathing. It's a really powerful ally to have, so that when we're caught up in a storm of thoughts or emotions, we can just be like the boat, resting gently with the anchor, keeping us anchored so we don't get all carried away with our dramas that we have going on in our lives. So we just let go of it and bring our attention to our breath and to our anchor. And so that's what we're going to figure out today. So I would like you all to get in your mindful bodies, sitting upright but not uptight, feet on the floor, hands in your laps, eyes are closed. And we'll begin with the sound of the bell. Listen with all of your attention to the very end. If your eyes are still closed, sense the relaxing effects of gravity. Feel that downward force in your body and let your body get heavy. Feel the points that are touching the ground, letting them take the weight of the body. If you want, you can repeat, relax, relax, a few times silently to yourself. Let any tension in your body drain out. As your body settles, feel the sensations of your whole body sitting. Now let's take 2 deep breaths together. Breathing in. See where you feel your breath most clearly, as in your nose, your mouth, your chest, or your belly. And then breathe out. Try that again. As you breathe in deeply, notice the air as it travels in and out. You might even try putting one hand on your chest, one on your belly, and see if you can feel the rise and fall of your hands as you breathe. Now just get curious and notice, where can I feel my breath the easiest? Chest, belly, or maybe even your nostrils. Let your breath return to normal and pick one spot to see if you continue to feel the sensations of breathing in and breathing out. So notice either your belly, your chest, or your nostrils. Pick one and just notice what that feels like. Our breathing can be an anchor because it steadies our attention, just as an anchor keeps a boat from drifting off at sea. It might help you to put your hand there wherever you feel the breath the most. Maybe it's your nose. Maybe it's your chest. Or maybe it's your belly. See if you can let your attention begin to settle with the sensations of breathing there. As you breathe in, feel those sensations of breathing. As you breathe out, feel the sensations of breathing out. When your mind drifts away from the anchor and into planning, worrying, or remembering, gently bring it back to your breath, back to the anchor, back to the sensations of breathing. Don't worry if you have to do that again and again. That's what mindfulness is, noticing when our attention drifts off and bringing our attention back to our breath. So we breathe in, we breathe out. And if our attention wanders away, as it will, we just gently bring it back to our anchor and our breath. Notice how that went for you. Was it easy to focus on your breath and your anchor? Or was it difficult? Were you being pulled away with your thoughts and your worries? And did you remember to bring your attention back to your breath? Sometimes if anchor breath doesn't work for us, we can choose other anchors in our body, such as our feet. So if breathing and choosing your anchor and focusing on your breath is difficult, maybe you can focus your attention on the feelings in your feet. And continue breathing in and out, but more focus anchors you with your feet. Now let's do another check-in. Body, thought level, emotions or feelings. And another weather report. How are you feeling now? It might have changed, might be the same, might be sunny, partly sunny, stormy. Whatever you find is okay. We all have a wide range of feelings and thought sensations and physical sensations. It's completely normal. It's completely what happens with us. The more we practice this breathing and being mindful of our breath or mindful of sounds that we hear, the stronger the changes will be in our brain. So my challenge for you now until I see you again is to find a day and a time, actually more like a time of the day, that you can practice on a regular basis. Maybe every morning, maybe every night, maybe throughout the day. Take a few moments to just breathe and say to yourself, breathing in, breathing out. And we often find it helpful to put our hand on the anchor place when we're first learning to help us remember, oh yeah, that's where I can focus. So I hope this has helped. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and whatever you're doing. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Bye-bye.